One thing I wanted to ask you too, Turk, for the people listening that have gone through similar situations. At one point in time, you were addicted to heroin. How did you overcome
heroin and cocaine?
Heroin and cocaine. Jesus.
Yeah,
how did you overcome the addiction? But how did you even get hooked on that stuff?
It started out like how they niggas drank syrup and pop pills today. It's like a fashion statement. Everybody doing it. That's what they rap about. So, of course, when you're young, you know what I'm saying, that's what we rap about. All my peers talking about, let's go ahead on and try it. And basically back in the days, you know, Magnolia Slim, God bless, he used to rap about snorting powder, rap about snorting dope. You know, they had a group called Partners in Crime, UNLV. That's what they rapped about, and they did that, and that's what we seen coming up. So, you know, it was a fashion statement in New Orleans, and, like, it wasn't like you was no dope fiend, you was no crackhead or nothing. Like, it was like when you were doing that shit, you was, as long as you would keep yourself up, man, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't no problem. And that's how it was. We used to go to dances and shit. I snort powder. And, man, eventually, you know, I just graduated to dope. Then eventually on the Cab Money Rough Rider tour, I started shooting dope, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was sprung out on that shit for like 8 years, bro. And, you know, I went to jail, man. Before I went to jail, I had OD'd in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? I was going out, and I revised myself with ice. So next day, man, I revised myself again, put ice on my nuts and shit, and I prayed. I was like, only way I'm going to stop if it's life threatening. 3 days later, the police kicked my door in, and I went to prison, man. And, you know, I kicked my habit cold turkey, man, them prison cells, and I ain't look back. Now I'm 13 years clean off that shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was hard trying to kick it. So when niggas say it's hard, you probably got a dope fiend in your family, and you be hard on them, not understanding. You know, it's a physical and a mental thing to some people. Like, their body hurt. The shit feel like 3 flus when you don't have it in your system. You can't function. You know, and that's how I was. I used to be hurting. I was considered a motherfucker that had money, so I was able to get that shit plentiful, you know what I'm saying? So when I ain't have it, man, I was fucked up. That what made me start shooting because I couldn't find it on the road. And I started shooting, and then once I started shooting the dope, man, it was like, man, I couldn't stop that shit. I went to all kind of rehabs and paid for rehabs and, you know, went to jail and got out, got on diversion programs. None of that shit helped. But this time, when I hit rock bottom and lost everything, dog, like, shit got my mind right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm focused now.
Now, were you the only one that was like that? Because you guys were all on tour. You guys were just living it up like the fucking Beatles. You were going everywhere with DMX and were all you guys hooked on it, or was it just you?
Nah, just me and BG used to fuck with heroin and cocaine. You know, Juvenile, he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? Wayne ain't never did nothing, Baby wasn't doing nothing. It just basically, me and BG had some serious habits. Juvenile had a habit, you know. Everybody else, man, you know, they probably drunk and stuff like that, but you know, we kick that shit now, dog. Like, you know, like when you live in a lifestyle like that, it gonna come drugs, money, sex, and drugs. That's what come with it. That's what come with being a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy access. It gonna come.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
Too,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
And it's up to you to shun it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to say no. But it gonna be there, and they gonna be free of charge. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have friends that's what they do on the regular. That's what they do. So if they come around you, they got it. They your friends. You gonna get it too if you ain't have no strong willpower to say no.
You got when you're young, I imagine you have all that money. You know, it's just the combination is crazy. Now, Baby, he was kind of like Wayne described him kind of like a father figure at the time. Was he trying to get you guys into rehab and different things like that back then?
Yeah, man. That's one thing. A lot of people thought that Baby and Slim was, you know, encouraging us to do drugs, but they used to be mad at us. We'll come to studio loaded and shit. That's how I wound up missing the Bling Bling song. You know, I did the official Bling Bling. I was on the official Bling Bling. A little nigga 17, playing 6 figures. A lot of people thought they took my verse off, but Universal wanted us to do a radio version, and I'm thinking that they was going to edit it out like they always do, but they wanted a radio version, so I had to go to studio. But at the time, I know Baby used to like us being loaded, and I happened to be loaded. I was getting loaded all that day. with my homeboys in the Magnolia. So they calling me, blowing my Prime Code phone up. We had the Prime Code phone back then.
Yeah, I remember.
They blowing me up. I'm acting like I can't hear them. You know what I'm saying? All the while I'm ignoring the call, so I wind up missing being on the Bling Bling video. My version, Wayne got on there, did his version. I was on the video, but I fumbled. We had this thing called fumbling, and Wayne used to always be the one to pick up the fumble. He used to recover the ball anytime one of us slipped. He was focused. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. But they ain't never condoned us doing that shit. They always wanted us to kick that shit. They try to help us get off it, but no, shit, when you're your own man, you ain't trying to hear that shit.